Welcome to my channel. I decided to make several New Year resolutions regarding my coloring. I don't intend to be very hard on myself because I know that many of my colorings they are quite spontaneous and my color choice of the next project usually is inspired by something I saw or by flip through which I saw on YouTube channel or by some color palette which I want to try, but still I want to make several promises or plans, and in the end of the year I hope that I will manage to fulfill them. We will check together how many promises I will manage to maintain. Most of all, I hope that such promises will help me to expand amount of the books which I will be coloring during this year. So my promise number one is to start at least one new book each month. And believe me, I will manage to find one new book for each month because currently I own huge amount of books I haven't started to color in yet. In couple of days I will make video about all my untouched books, and it's a shame because among those books I have many beautiful books and many books by the artists which are new for me, so I definitely want to try art of those artists. I don't think that it's such a hard promise. I'm sure that at least one new book each month is not very complicated. I will try to keep my untouched books near to my working space, and each month I will find something inspiring. I hope that in the end of the year, when it again will be time to film all my coloring books and finished pictures, my coloring collection will expand with the new books and new artists. Promise number two is to finish one of Selena Fenix's books. If you follow my channel, you know how much I love art by Selena Fenix. I even managed to get used to her thin paper in her books. And my most frequently used books are Australian animals and fairy tales. I already managed to color a lot of pages there, so I think that it's totally possible to select one of them and to finish it until the end of the year. These books, they have pictures which I want to color all. They don't have any uninspiring pictures, so it will be quite easy to finish them. I just need time and determination. And maybe it will be a good choice of book because I still don't have any completely finished books in my collection. I have many books with a lot of finished projects, but not totally completed. So maybe Selena Fenix books will help me to reach this point. Well, the next promise is regarding books by Nick Filbert. Couple of years ago, I was gifted two extremely beautiful books. They are very famous in coloring world. They are Serena and Irene. And at that moment, I was intimidated by the beauty of them, so they had to wait. Now I feel much more confident in my coloring skills. I'm sure that I will manage to use mixed media, probably watercolors and regular pencils, to color in these beautiful books. So I'm sure that it's time to start at least one of them. But I hope that I will manage to do at least one page in both of these books. Next promise is to color at least one page only with gouache paints and one with alcohol-based markers. I think that during the last year I spent too much time coloring with regular pencils. Yes, I used different brands and I think that I improved my skills with coloring with pencils, but I terribly abandoned all other coloring media. Yes, I used watercolor paints, I used gouache, acrylic, I used markers, but only as an underpaint, as a first layer for coloring, on top of which I always worked with pencils. Now I think that it's time for me to learn better my markers, my gouache paints, And I hope that I will be able to find pictures suitable for this media, and in such way I hope to improve my skills, because now I am a complete beginner in using gouache and alcohol markers. So I hope that during this year the skills I will be able to improve. When I did my next promise, I looked at my collection of untouched books and I realized that among those books I have probably the most beautiful books which I own. Some of them are like Goddesses or Colorless Kingdom. They are definitely on my top 5 list of the most beautiful art. And I don't know how to explain how the most beautiful and most interesting books are the least frequently used in my collection. They have everything I love in coloring books. I have beautiful books with dragons, medieval knights, queens and princesses, everything I love in coloring. And I always look at these books, I feel happy that I own them, I admire them, but then I go and color something much more simplified and quick. Maybe it's time to change the things and to step out of my comfort zone, to gather my courage and to start using my most favorite books. So here I have short list in the books where I want to do at least one page. If I am able to do more, of course I will be happy. But at least one of pictures in this list of books I promise to show you in the final video in December. Next thing which I promised to do, to complete at least two of my abandoned pages. And I'm talking about Orchids and Frogs from Zemlya Snova by Tomic and Underwater World in Walls Within Walls by Razanes. The first one I abandoned because I didn't know how to do the background and maybe because it was very detailed. The second one I abandoned because I planned to finish background with watercolor paints and they behaved badly, so now I have ugly stains. But it's totally possible to fix it using regular pencils and a lot of time. I think that both these pictures they deserve to be finished. Orchids and frogs they are already waiting for several years. I don't care much about my other unfinished pictures. I don't have many of abandoned pages, but these two projects I definitely want to complete. And my last promise will be to learn how to color with distress ink. I think that everyone knows beautiful works of Zucchini Kitty. She creates absolutely amazing backgrounds and the whole pictures with distress ink. But honestly, I never had enough time actually to sit and to learn what exactly I need for using distress ink and how to color with them. So I hope to correct this mistake during this year. From the time when my hobby was scrapbooking and card making, I have several pads of distress ink. I don't know if I can use them or I need liquid fillers of distress inks, so I will try to learn from Kitty and I hope that I will manage also to use this beautiful media for my coloring or at least for my backgrounds. Well, I think that I have quite good coloring plans for this year. In December I will do similar video and we will see how many promises I will manage to maintain. If you also made yourself similar coloring promises, please let me know down in the comments where maybe I will add something to my list. Thank you for watching and until my next videos.